What 5 watches would you buy with 5 grand? How would you split your budget? Welcome to our new series of 5 for 5. My job is to take £5,000 and recommend 5 new watches in 5 categories. These will be dive, field, dress, chronograph and pilot. Before we kick off spending 5,000 of my British pounds, it's worth bearing in mind that I'm only looking at new watches. So this not insubstantial amount has effectively ruled out all Rolex, most Omega and IWC. So join me now for my 5 for 5 dress watches. Dress watches are considered the pinnacle of design in the watch world. Elegant and sophisticated, slim and sometimes understated, they're a canvas for precision watchmaking, often with greatly reduced dimensions. How thin can Piaget make the latest Altiplano? 2mm is the answer, but at $445,000, this type of watch is light years away from our 5k budget. We're back with our 5 for 5 series, and this time it's dress watches. To pick my 5, I've thought hard to try and place the watches into a nice evening out. Perhaps I'm dressed in my dinner jacket, and I've been looking for something thin yet striking to complement the outfit. Now I'll come clean. I wouldn't wear a dress watch daily, so my fictional evening out will have choices which greatly reflect my interests in watches. So here's what I came up with. The first is the Longines Spirit at £2,150. Now some of the Spirit range could definitely fall into the tool watch category, but the smaller 37mm make a fabulous dress watch. And the Sunray Blue is by far my favourite. Inspired by pioneers of aviation and exploration, the Spirit range is remarkably subtle and versatile. Yes, I could stick this watch on a military nylon strap and it would have a totally different look, but add a deep blue leather and you have a wristwatch to be proud of. 3-dimensional lume numerals stand proud and bold from the dial, offering superb legibility. The hands offer instant information, all tool traits, but retained in such an elegant package. After all, their marketing slogan used to be, "Elegance is an attitude," and this really sums up the spirit. The half-red seconds hand shows purpose, that's the attitude, and the dial is the elegance. Powered by Longines' excellent caliber L888.4, this COSC-certified gem is truly a watch for all purposes. Next is the Tissot Visodate at £600. Yet another high-spec and well-priced offering from Tissot, which is just as compelling as the ubiquitous PRX. Inspired by the Tissot Visodate collection from 1954, the Tissot Heritage Visodate, which shows date and date complications, is a nostalgic contemporary timepiece with a gently curved dial and domed sapphire crystal glass. The bulletproof ETA movement is visible through the caseback and will be sure to be a reliable partner. The colour of the dial on this example is probably its best feature. It's not white, it's not cream, nor is it ivory. It's a mix of them all, and the practical effect of which is that the watch looks vintage, perhaps 1950s when you look at the font used. It gives you that vintage Mad Men vibe, which is very cool, yet it of course is a thoroughly contemporary model. Next is the Seiko Prospex Alpinist at about £590. No way, I hear you say, but stay with me. I've worn this watch for a smart evening out with a suit, and what better definition is there of a dress watch? Why does a dress watch have to be 32mm thin and gold? I've always subscribed to the argument that if you wear your Rolex Submariner with a dinner jacket and it feels good, then it's a dress watch. So the Seiko is in every measurable way a superb watch that is small at 39mm and elegant to a T. The blue dial we have here is a special edition, but they also do green. Cathedral hands take away the harsher tool elements and add sophistication. The sunburst dial is a work of art, and applied numerals and overall finish of this excellent watch really elevates it to dress standards. Okay, maybe not one you'd expect to see here, but it's definitely a worthy contender. Next up is the Baltic MR-01 in the blue dial at £470. What a great looking watch from the front and especially the back. The case is clean and simple, measuring to 36mm wide and just 9.9mm thick, including the domed Hesselite crystal glass. Yes, you heard me right, it's Hesselite, just like the Speedmaster Moonwatch, so wear it with care. The case is crafted from stainless steel with a brushed and polished finish on the bezel and lugs. The use of breguet appliques add a real class, especially when contrasted against a beautiful grained dial. The time is displayed by silver leaf-shaped hour and minute hands. The seconds counter is off-center at 7 o'clock and has a guilloche finish. Powering the watch is the less common Hangzhou caliber 5000A automatic movement with a very attractive micro rotor and a 42-hour power reserve. Flip the watch over for one of the best exhibition caseback views on the market today. The Seiko Pressage Cocktail Time for round about £400. Yep, it's another Seiko. The Presage Cocktail Time range currently features an extensive range of small and mid-sized watches, maxing out at about 39mm. This is one of Seiko's ranges which are made without compromise, and each one benefits from an almost impossible level of attention to detail, suggesting they should cost significantly more than they do. The watches are based on cocktails, some of which have fun names like Mojito, but don't think they're gimmicks, because they're not. They are, to a single model, beautiful dress watches. Each watch has a stunning sunray dial, an exhibition caseback to see the 4-hour movement, indices which have been lengthened to represent cocktail glasses, and a beautifully domed box crystal which required the Seiko engineers to curve the hands for the perfect aesthetic. And all this for around £400? Simply brilliant. As with all the 5 for 5s, I've got an alternative choice here which didn't just quite make it into the top 5, but it's a really viable contender. The Maurice Lacroix Illeros at about £620. The Maurice Lacroix Illeros collection has a special place for me with regards to dress watches because it was the first watch I ever bought for my wife before she became my wife. I remember thinking clearly at the time, gosh, this is really expensive. The model was about 26mm across, it was small, it had a blue leather strap and the famous gold M embedded into the leather, white sunray dial and thermally blued hands and indices. I'm pretty sure the model isn't available anymore, but nevertheless, the Illeros range remains beautiful and will always be a viable contender for a very smart, sensibly priced dress watch. So there you have my 5 for 5 dress watches. I'm sure you have your own choices, but as I look at the market today, these are my top ones, all of which are available and can be bought in some combination for under £5,000. Join me for the next 5 for 5 video, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you very soon for some more watch chat.